Kings of Films.
Money train.
When the dude Goose was in, I'm outside. Man, let's do it. Yo, we just put it outside, man.
Nigga, I'm just trying to get some motherfucking money. Street smart, ain't no motherfucking dummy. Never let a bitch nigga take shit from me. Every day my birthday, you better have my cake for me. 20, 50s, 100s, only thing we rubber band up. Watch it since the link, we just floated to the fan club. Niggas claim it real till they end up in handcuffs. You jam with a slab, now your parents set your man up. Rule number one, never fuck with no talkers. I sting like a hornet, like I'm Kimber Walker. Bitch used to ignore me, done turned to a stalker. My bitch need a bitch, so I think I might call her. Got time for no niggas, I'm too busy grinding. Niggas begging for a bag from me on consignment. That beef talking small talk to a giant. They talk about money, nigga, then I'm in. Modern day slavery, I must be honest, it's not a good day for me. Effing and bullets, I shoot them gracefully, I would advise. You niggas don't play with me. All of my niggas, they hungry, they tasting me. And that's why everything get ate up. And we ain't asking for no favors. Luigi tell these motherfuckers pay up. I'm telling you.
Nigga, I've been trapping all day, trying to give me some money. I don't fuck around and call the cash, trying to give me some money. Look, bitch, I ain't playing. Fuck that shit you saying. I'm trying to run me up some bad. I was doing hundreds. Nigga, I done took a couple hours trying to give me some money. I don't fuck around with it, boss. I'm trying to get some money. I'm just trying to get some money. Someone pray for me. Bitch, I play for keys. Pray for know that top will stay with me. Shit, I'm just trying to get the motherfucking money. Being pretty, come on, motherfucking hundreds. Stay fresh, like every day Sunday. Come on, rest and recess, that's how we got plenty money. Just give me the 100, I've been running up the band, though. I've been getting money, give a fuck about the scandal. I'm a walking lick, bitch, give a fuck about your man. Baby, I'm just saying, don't even got my pants on. Duka, stay with me. Shooter, stay with me. Supers and send me. Want it, come get it. My niggas with it. We gon' come and get it, blow it all down. I just gotta roll and call it perfect time. Shout out to my jeweler, cause I'm used to shining. These young niggas ain't in this, they need it on me. Somebody pray for me. If you a hater, please stay away from me. I got a chopper, I will use the paper. You should be quiet, you got something to say. You niggas lies and that shit is make-believe. Everything's been made up. Bitch took it, bitch got ate up. What's a couple days later? Nigga, I've been trapping all day, trying to give me some money. I don't fuck around and call the cash, trying to give me some money. Little bitch, I ain't playing. Fuck that shit you saying. I'm trying to run me up some bad. I was doing hundreds. Nigga, I done took a couple hours trying to give me some money. I don't fuck around with it, boss. I'm trying to get some money. I'm just trying to get some money. Someone pray for me. Bitch, I play for keys. Pray for know that top will stay with me. I'm trying to get some hundreds.
Come back, baby.
Hey, it's good to be back. How y'all doing this evening? Let's do a little roll call. Carrie, hey, baby. Fugitive, what's up, baby? Nikki Flicky, what's happening, baby? Markella, good to see you. Swamp Donkey. Tiny T, always good to see you. Amy, good to see you, baby. C'est la vie. Who we got? Brooke, what's up, baby? Lion Mama, of course. Libster, turn the page. Cat Lynn, Not a Drama Nana. Say. Texas Kim, what's up, baby? Lila, good to see you. Mom of 2393. Dang, you got a lot of kids. No, I'm just playing. Sandra Hurley, good to see you, baby. Stinging the Blues, what's up, baby? Gigi, good to see you.
No lies. Tina. You gonna invite Tina here. Just how I used to call what is it? Dick Dollar. I say you call him Richard. I want to say all that. Maybe we'll call you Richard. Split pea soup, lace the chains, Graham, Cheshire. Say, Miss Flossie, what's up, baby? Good to see you. You looking like Mr. Belushi. Victoria Burgess. Sarah the RC Ninja. What's up, baby? So, Marianne, good to see you. Good to see you. So, I really am busy, man. I've been super busy. And, with being busy, right, comes responsibilities. So I can't sit around on the YouTube all day and frolic. But there's some good news. I have to tell you, there's some really good news. Some damn fine news.
January 23rd, 2026 at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, me, Marcus Buff Bagwell, will be live and in color on the YouTube channel Unlock Your Reality. Don't miss this interview. I am Buff, but Unlock Your Reality is the stuff. Ha ha ha! See you then. January.
Hey, let me start out by saying this, baby. Say, you can't fault the man for delivering. Your guess is as good as mine. So, what comes with being busy is responsibilities, right? And it was a Jim. Oh, dang. Oh, I am having an issue, ladies. I started using a new under eye cream because I'm like, dang, man, you looking tired, man. Especially, like come Wednesday of my on-call week, man, I look like two pillows laying on a king-size bed. So, Flossie, I started using this under eye cream. It works magnificently. However, man, it puts off some fumes or something, right? So I'm just all day long batting my eyelashes at everybody, and my eyes are half watery, and I'm sick of it. Going back to bags under my eyes. And busy is good. That's right. Except for my neck of the woods, when it's busy, it's not good for other people. Mary knows. Oh, anyways, so I'm dealing with the under eye cream. I'm hoping that maybe it'll just ease up on me here before too long. I don't know. It's undesirable. I thought about that. However, ours, they've touched unspeakable things. So I'm going to watery eyes. Yeah. But I have to have them get me something because wow. Anyway, so I was thinking like, man, you know what? In my hunt to stay responsible, right? I remembered that you guys are a responsibility of mine as well, right? So I'm gonna try to do better to prioritize, right? It's a priority. Yeah. So I was thinking like, man, what can I come on here and talk about today, right? Usually I don't have this sort of issue. And I thought, well, you know what? How about we just do just a little hangout, right? Just a hangout. Stop using it. Okay, I'm going to try that. I've heard some people say, you know what? Preparation H. I'm like, yeah, I don't. There, no lies. There it is right there. Yeah, preparation. I hear that. So we'll see if it's fumeless. So shouts out to ES, man. Ernie Shell, man, you doing big things, bro. Man, keep on grinding, baby. You hear me? Keep on grinding. Hey, there's Richard. Yeah, this is Richard. You guys meet my friend Richard. he goes by Dick. I call him Richard though. Listen, you throw a Richard into the ether and they come running. Good to see you, Richard. Good to see you. What about that old dollar store stuff? Does that work? So I wanted to I did a little AI summary, right? Strolling, hanging out. You know, I got a little bit of time, and then I got to run off to a AA this evening. I got to get busy. However, I wanted to summarize this video, just really the end part of it, right? Now, what's interesting is that the funny you should come around because I got a clip. I got something for you set up, but now you're gonna have to wait. Nikki. So the mobile summary is different than the desktop summary, right? So summarizing the video. Hey, emit your mom. So right here, hold on. And it summarized it differently this time. So let me put this in. Hey, emit, let me tell you what. I used to have a folder, homie. I used to have a folder of all of you weirdos. First of all, that can't spell. Weak is W-E-A-K. Hey, I'm not the grammar police, but yeah, and summer is usually with a capital S, right? We're not talking about the season. We're talking about a child, right? But I used to have a whole folder full of you weird assholes, pardon my French, that said stuff like this, that blamed summer. Like, let me tell you what, homie, for you to even say that suggests to me that you know something I don't know, right? Like, seriously. And the fact that you calling a man the C word also suggests that you're one of those weaklings from the UK that likes to dip into American business, but not positively, not in a positive fashion, right? So let me see right here. How about this? How about this one right here? Hey, you've been bugging me, man. Look at this. You've been bugging me, man. PJ, what's up, baby? Benny Demon, where is Summer? Like, you tell me. You seem to know what happened to her when the rest of us don't. So, emit. Here, let me run a number for you real quick, homie. If that's how you feel and you really like that, call that number right there on that screen, or else you can email to stay anonymous. Go ahead and tell them. Call the police and tell them. I don't care what you do. So in this summary, we're going to do it up here too. In this summary though, right? JSB expresses frustration with a lack of taste and smell due to her illness that takes away from the enjoyment of smoking cigarettes. Can't make it up. Oh, while we're talking about that, So I got right here. I think we all know at this point what a tragedy pimp is, right? Now this is a portion of tragedy pimpage that I wasn't really ever aware of. It's political gain. I'm guessing that Mayor Jody Sue is actually using it for just that purpose, right? Now, let's go over here. And before we get all off into it, let me see if this one shares the cigarette portion here. I'm reading it and I'm like, what in the hell? Now, of course, this whole thing is littered, absolutely littered, right? With hypocriticism. Now, I can take scrutiny, I can take criticism, but hypocriticism is one of those things that's just super hard to look at, right? It's like watching, it's like buying a ticket to watch Jody Sue kick her own ass, right? Now, so many of us have moved on with our life in ways that are unimaginable. Hey, Kyle, good to see you, buddy. Many of us have moved on with our lives in ways that are unimaginable, right? And I think for the most part, even though some of us have had some shortcomings, we're really, blossoming and coming into our own, right? Yeah, you're right, Sarah. And what's interesting is that if you could work complaining 40 hours a week, this one here would be rich. She would take that complain money and she would go buy a brand new used camper. Right? So the thing that you got to understand, right? Where is the cigarette thing? Here, let's just put this here. You know, it's going to pop up about. Oop. Almost. I'm here. Here I am spelling like emit over here. Let's see here. When she is ill and she's tired of being sick, she complains that all cigarettes taste bad when she's sick, right? When she is ill and she cannot find one that tastes like a real cigarette. This is the key. You got to smoke them down lower. Smoke them lower. She expresses frustration when people hand her light cigarettes instead of the ones she prefers, threatening to lose her SHT if it happens again. Imagine this one can't afford a cigarette and somebody hands her one, but it's not the one she prefers, and she wants to lose her top. Well, there you go. Tastes like air. She wants the real cigarettes that are good for her kind of cancer. Now, a lot of people might be asking, Benny, why are you even talking about Jody Sue? I'll tell you why. Because she is one of these weirdos, right? I ain't said Jody Sue's name in months. You dig? But the first thing she's going to do is she's going to mention me. Somebody brought this to my attention. And actually, I'm going to tell you what, I thought it was it was cute, right? It was it was precious in a way. Did she remove it? Hold on. Hold my beer. You don't drink beer, you drink tequila with lots of ice. Where is it at? I think she may have removed it. She did. Anyway, so what it was, oh no, here it is right here. All right, who is supposed to be babysitting Benny this week?
Shall not fear no man but God, though I walk through the valley of death.
That's darling. I mean, that's actually absolutely darling, right? I'll tell you what's not darling, though. What isn't darling is the fact that, well, I could show you better than I could tell you. Girl, turn your heat up if you got it. You got on a full sheepskin This joker probably goes down to her knees too. You hear me? She is inside. She's inside. Now, for all of y'all that say nothing's changed and nothing's changed, look, something has changed. This backdrop right here. This is a new festive Christmas dinosaur backdrop, right? Although nothing else has changed, right? Well, let me take that back. She actually got her hair done, and it looked like it got done by somebody that don't know how to read the back of the box. You hear me? So, Jody, life is good, baby. You heard Andy was a monster. Me too. It's Slimmy. It's festive Christmas wear. Right? So there's that, right? There's that. What else I got pulled up for y'all? Let's get rid of this one. we gave Ernie his flowers. Okay. So, yeah. I forgot to show you. So a lot of people have been like, man, it's been kind of quiet around these parts, ain't it? It sure has. It's been rather quiet. But when you investigate and you look,
So this balloon,
you look into it further, Karen here, she hasn't actually done anything in a month. And when you think about the live streamage, it's been 5 months. So all I can say is hey, it did what we wanted it to do. Holy cow, look at the face on that thing. It's giving me in captivity. All right. JSB living off the government disability check, free healthcare, and EBT card, along with her donations from Australia and Kentucky. Oh, you want to see that, Carrie? Hold on. If there's anybody in here that missed it, I'm gonna go ahead and rerun it for you, baby. You hear me? So let me see, view my channel. Jesus. Now, interesting part about this whole thing is I don't know what she's got jammed under here that she's hiding. Something, right? Something she's got jammed under there. But it's this like half a single blow-up bed back here. What you doing on that? What are you doing on that? Right? Now, what are you doing on that? Now, Fred, man to man here. Man to man. Yo, girl got a shape. But it's awkward. And you know what in the hell is wrong with these cameras? We got cameras that can see in the dark, but for some reason it refuses to put the words the right way. Even my dumb camera, we both look dumb. No, but hold on. Right in here, right here with that, I'm gonna call your probation officer stuff. It was at that moment I wish that she tripped over this blow up bed right here and blew it. It would be like a human sized fart bag. You know, them ones you used to get from the trick shop when you were little and you blow them up and you put them underneath to something. You already know what kind of sound that blow up bed would make. Send her some tap shoes. Now, Yeah, with that whole I'm gonna call your probation officer thing. Let me tell you what, Ziggy, you got a friend in me. You got just like Woody said, you got a friend in me. Girl, you got a friend indeed. You hear me? Like, we gonna be friends now. What's interesting was, if a lot of you didn't know, it seems as if
Unlisted.
It seems as if
public.
Ziggy's pupils are on vacation now. Girl, what is going on in your life, Queen? What actually is going on in your life? Oh, whatever could you mean, Benny? Well, look at this. Okay. Look at the shenaniganery. The shenaniganery, right? You see it, right? Then you come over here and we about to do a little investigating. You dig? How about where'd it go? How about the whole like ride with me thing? Right? Where'd that go? Oh, where was it? Did she bring it down? It's probably a good thing that she did, because that thing was very telling. Oh, here it is. Go. What in the Alvin and the Chipmunks is going on here? That's what I want to know. Like, girl, what is wrong with your face? I don't know. Let's see if there's an AI summary on this one. Nope. Thank God for that. So let me come back over here real quick. Hey, Tish, good to see you, baby. Yeah, do you see the difference? Tell me you can see the difference. Let me move that right there. You can't see the difference. What? What in the bathtub batch is going on here? What in the pseudoephedrine is taking place here? Girl, it ain't nothing to laugh about, but we finna have a chuckle on your expense. It's a huge flex to ride in an Uber too, especially when you don't have a car. When you have a car and you ride in an Uber, man, that's a real serious flex. That means you could sort of pass off as being responsible, right? Like, you done had one too many. Let's make the responsible flex opportunity and order an Uber, right? When it is your only means of transportation, it's not. I take that back. What did me and Mark Terry call it? We called it her NASCAR pace van, the one that was blue and red and white. Yeah, looked like Fred got a hold to it.
Oh, I am Pajit.
No, you are not.
You too.
Now, there was a lot of talk about her and the marijuana stuff, and I dig it. I used to partake in the marijuana religiously. You dig? This one here, I don't know what they are putting in the marijuana up there, because we know that Ziggy, she likes her pot. And I can't tell you all the ways that I know this. But Ziggy, if you know, you know, right? I know. This one here, she brought marijuana to Tennessee and then gave it to Fred like it was his DOC, which is drug of choice. We know that's not it. He just used that. He used that marijuana and traded it off for some meth. But this one here, we know, is a weed smoker, right? We also, any of the OGs may remember, this was last year or maybe a year and a half ago. This one here, she said that somebody threw a bag of marijuana out behind her house. And I had two I had sort of two different angles that could go. Either your daughter's smoking marijuana and she dropped it and then you found it, or else you're just an idiot for exposing the fact that you dropped your own marijuana outside your house. Okay? Anyways, that's that. Okay? Now, let's go back here really quick. Why are we revisiting this? Well, I'll tell you why. Okay? I'll tell you why. Let's go over here. Let's go. So we got the tragedy pimperage, right? Now, nothing says pimping like 4 links. Now, I don't even know what the hell she's doing over here, right? I know that the merch shop, I don't know. Like, I don't think not one person's ever bought a piece of that merch. It's going to come smelling like cigarettes. Then you have the Cash App. Then you have a Patreon, which I think to me is a new addition, right? Then you have Lil's Xmas list, right? And then you have Lil's 2025 list, right? Now, Jody, correct me if I'm wrong. Please. I mean, because I know you will. You're going to correct me if I'm right. You're going to try to correct me if I'm right. Jody, almost seems as if you got your daughter tragedy pimping 50% of the time, and then you pimping the other 50% of the time, right? I mean, because she has 2, right? So is it safe to say that your daughter is a tragedy pimp, homie? I don't know. One can only say, right? So I just found that was interesting. Now, also, I want to point this out. One thing, I'm going to come over here so y'all can see me. What is missing from Jody Sue's community post tab? What's up, Freeside? What's up, dog? What is missing? There is someone in the news right now that Jody has a serious kindred spirit to. Does anybody know? Does anybody know? I bet you CJ, she'll get it. Hey, Case K, what's up, baby? Yeah, no, yeah, and then he stood her up. Yeah, she straight up. And then, yeah, she borrowed money from subscribers. Little Cheeky Van, what's up, baby? Thank you so much for becoming a member, baby, for the 2nd month in a row. We love you, baby. She found some dude on the internet or somewhere, wherever she picks these hooligans up. She finds the guy, borrows a bunch of money to get hey, Jaded, borrows a bunch of money to go get an Airbnb, shows up looking like what we just showed her looking like, and the dude never showed up. Gang, gang. Okay, back to the question. What is lacking from all of this? We can go on back here 2 days ago. Dang, Jody, you serial posted, baby. It's almost, so it just struck me, right? It struck me. She has all of this going on. I mean, just nonsense, just nonsensical buffoonery going on here. Let me come over here. What's missing? Texas Kim, thanks so much for becoming a new member, baby. You know it means the world to me, Queen. It means the world to me. Yeah, she took her daughter there. Yep. And it still didn't get piped down. Imagine if he'd have showed up. Boy. Okay, so what is missing? What's missing is, I had it pulled up, but I had accidentally. What's missing is, oh, Jesus. What's missing is this gentleman right here.
are hearing from loved ones who had family members buried in a cemetery at the center of a disturbing crime that played out in Delaware County. Police have charged a man with stealing human remains from grave sites and then selling them online. Action News reporter Amanda Pitts live for us in Yaden with the latest on what we're learning about.
Nikki Blicky coming through with the 5 memberships. Thank you so much for your contribution, Queen. You know it means the world to me, baby. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I love you, Nick. Okay, so this is what's missing. It's almost as if there is a very concerted effort to not put this gentleman anywhere on her tab. A lot of people are. What's interesting about that, Benny? Well, if you know, you know. If you know the lore, CJ, I knew she would get it. CJ, why is it interesting that there's not one thing about this guy on Jody Sue's whole community tab, Queen? Tell me. Tell me. Oh, it's okay. You still got a wrench, baby. Don't you worry about a thing. A cigarette? No, close though. CJ's about to nail it. Why is it so interesting she doesn't have anything about this gentleman on her tab? Tell me. CJ, yeah, Kim. History. Yes. History. If you remember, who remembers the death box? There you go, homie. Ow! The death box. The bones. You would think that she would have an uncontrollable No, this is one of the few men she hasn't snitched on. If you know, then you know. Are they related? She had a death box. Her and Andy would run the roads and they would pick up dead animals. Then they would bring them back and they would put them in what she termed a death. Crystal would term a death box. Crystal knows. Crystal, since you just got here, do you find it very odd that Jody Sue, let me show you real quick, Queen. Jody Sue has not posted nothing about this grave robber, right? Nothing. Meanwhile, her and this man, what do they have in common? Everything. They have everything in common. He collects bones and she collects bones. There is a like CJ said, it's a very real avoidance. You know, Jody Sue at this point has watched every single video there is to look at when it comes to this man right here. It was a fledgling grave robber, in my opinion. Fledgling. She just hadn't worked her way up to stealing skulls and stuff. Fair enough. Hold on. Let me plug baby in right quick. Okay. Death box. No, I'm serious. I just thought that was came over on the ship. I just thought it was very interesting that, you know, Jody has all of this buffoonery going on, right? And I used to say that in an alternate universe, right, it was almost like Jody Sue was communicating sentences through all of this cryptic crap she would put on here. But it's like, this is what you call RIP. This is reckless internet posting right here at its finest, right? Now, I would love to hear, no, I wouldn't. Let me stop lying. I would hate to hear, hold on. I got to hook her up. I would hate to hear her take on the whole Minnesota thing. But you know whose take I would love to hear? Nikki, where you at? You busy right now? While I'm waiting for her to answer. So, okay, looking beyond. What she does is she puts them in the death box. Hey, Raylan, what's up, baby? She puts them in the death box, and then periodically she goes back and what I said is that she was essentially like charting decomp, right? She would go, and so the end result, if you let her tell it, the end result was that she was going to take the bones of these animals, reconstruct them, decorate with them, or sell them as sort of whole skeletal systems online, right? And I just feel like it is, there you go. She dries them out and decorates them. But she doesn't have anything to say about this gentleman, right? Now, I'm guessing we're getting ready to hear 13 and a half hours of her take on this now. Like I was saying, I would hate to hear what her probably the hillbilly entitlement would lead you to believe she thinks about the whole Minnesota thing. You guys want to hear what I think about it? Do you want to know what I think about it? My girlfriend hates my take on it, right? Oh, yeah. Wait, 1966. Absolutely. Kyle, you okay. Miss Persevere, anti-Trump, CBS degenerate. Well, Richard's right along how I feel. So this is the thing. When you take it for face value, right? Oh, it's a white lady. She's being asked to not continue any further. She's being asked to get out of the car. Now, this is the thing you got to understand. When an agent of the state or the government gives you a directive, you are now outside of the whole, the statute that, some states have the stop and ID, right? Now, I don't know about Pennsylvania. However, a federal agent, all federal law supersedes any state law. That's firearms, marijuana, pretty much anything, right? Anytime an agent is giving you a directive, it is your responsibility to follow that to the T. Okay. Now, what you have to understand, as I understand, is that this woman came from a different locale, basically as a professional heckler. And she brought her lover. Now, what's interesting about the driver is that this woman reportedly has 3 or 4 kids that she can no longer have contact right now with because she chose a relationship with the lady that was outside of the Honda Pilot trying to get in. That lady evidently likes to beat on her children and put cigarettes out on them, right? So she drives there to be a problem for federal agents, right? Now, the federal agent gave her a directive. This directive was stop and get out of the vehicle. Now, As soon as you try to take off, you are now committing fleeing and eluding, which is a felony, right? Now, when you're pointing your vehicle, I don't care if she's got the wheel turned. He said, stop, get out. She's now in the commission of a felony. She's in the commission of an active felony. It's just a parting side gift that she has the vehicle pointed at him. Now, you also have to remember, from what I understand, this agent has already been in a scenario quite like this, where he was actually seriously injured and dragged, right? Now, outside of all of that, me too, Rebecca. I think that for me, that's where it stops, right? It stops where people that don't understand the law, when people don't understand the law, they're looking at this scenario and they're like, oh, this poor woman. Now, the stuff about the kids makes me know, never mind. There's some people out there forcing, this lesbianic agenda. And I know that's not a word, but that's it. Felony evading with a motor vehicle, or felony fleeing and eluding, right? So you're actively involved in a felony, not one of those silly felonies that a cop says, oh, well, maybe she did, maybe she didn't, but we got to take her to jail just because, right? No, he saw her doing it. She's actively eluding him. Now, she's also leaving her lover on the side of the road. She told her lover, by driving off, she said, no. You're on your own. I'm out of here. This cop you just told to go get lunch, big boy, he's about to eat you for lunch. I'm out, right? The lady there abusing her kids isn't her. Fair enough. And I think that that's why that isn't an issue. I think that it plays into the character. Don't get me wrong. If that were some of the dynamic, it would play on her character. However, character in this situation is nothing. It's what's tangible. Yeah, exactly. Wait, it's what's tangible. Okay. So the lady is eluding the police, points her vehicle at an officer, right? He opens fire. Take your pick. Go online. There are hundreds and hundreds of videos where this exact same thing happens, right? Now, you get to some tricky, there's some tricky statute that's Tennessee verse whatever that says that, this is this and this and this, but that's state law. I don't want people to get caught up with the whole, Tennessee verse this says that, without this and this and this, like he can't do that. Yeah, no. In Tennessee and in under state regulations, yeah, you're right. This is federal. This is a whole different issue, right? So there you go. At the very least, and I don't even know if attempted aggravated assault with a vehicle is even a charge, because it's like a fine line. It's like you're either not assaulting or assaulting, right? So you have felony fleeing, eluding, assault, aggravated assault with a motor vehicle, right? Now, the aggravated means anytime there's a weapon involved or something that could be perceived as a weapon. Hey, Paisley, good to see you, baby. Nana Kim, I think that this is the issue, right? For me, I'm stopping, right? The quickest way to get out of that scenario is by stopping the car, following all the directives, and then moving on about your day. That's how you navigate this, right? It's how you circumvent the situation. You started it and you want it to be over with. You started it You drove from a whole nother state to start this, but then as soon as you get what you came for, you want to leave all of a sudden, right? All of a sudden you want to leave. You want to leave real quick. That's not what you came for. You came to get exactly what was happening, and now all of a sudden you want to run and you want to point the car at the police, right? Now, I can tell you this. I have seen plethoras of videos showing just the same thing. I thought, well, let me line some of these up and show the people. I'm not going to do it because first of all, I think it's, it's partially insensitive. Second, we running lean and mean over here, right? I can't just show a whole bunch of that stuff, right? So 3 rounds that Miss Renee encountered, there are others where there are dozens of shots. I mean, absolutely dozens, right? And I think that, the nation is divided in a sense where they want this agent to be brought up on charges. Good night, Kyle. Have a good night, buddy. Let me tell you what, it's not going to happen. Due to the preponderance of issue that is available to be seen, right? There's not going to be, there's not going to be any charges for this man. Furthermore, that's probably as far as I want to go about the charges stuff right now. What I also thought was interesting. Now, I'm not trying to downplay I'm not trying to downplay the grief or the levity of the situation, right? However, after the car goes on down the road, smashes into another car and comes to a stop, there's another piece of video of the lover sitting on the ground doing a bunch of pissing and moaning. Absolutely, Slim Pickens. Absolutely. Doing a bunch of pissing and moaning. Like all of a sudden it hits you that this could be a potential outcome. Right? There you go. I agree with that, Grubby. He will not be charged. And I know that there's whole demographics screaming for him. There's even fake media going around saying he's going to be charged. That man is not going to be charged. Doesn't matter if I like it, hate it, or love it. He's not going to be charged. Right? And so that's that. Right? So that's my take on the whole Minnesota thing. Right? I did find it very interesting that the girlfriend was, now don't get me wrong, right? She just witnessed, she's looking through the window, right? She sees mostly what's going on, right? That's not a handsome scenario to witness, right? That being said, to see her sitting on the ground, it was hard for me. No, thank you, Ms. Persevere. It was hard for me to have empathy for her because you came there looking for an issue with the police. Now, all of a sudden, you get the most extreme version of prejudice that you could have got out of the situation, and you're acting completely surprised. That's it. Professional hecklers, professional harassers. I forget exactly how Mr. Trump said it, but that was it. Like, these were professionals. He said professionals of the highest level. The highest level, right? This is an organization almost, right? A mafia of hecklers. A mafia of hecklers. Hey, what's up, Skunk? I've seen several people say that the ICE agent has federal immunity. Vice President Vance said he won't be charged. They're working in a different capacity, right? I think that some of it is it's a gray state, right? They're operating in sort of a gray state where, hey, hate it or love it, right? Like they're operating in a gray space where things probably become interchangeable. That's it, Miss Persevere. Things become interchangeable, right? Laws can be slipped in and slipped out, and I don't know, right? But it's funded by the Soros. ICE agents are police. Most are unqualified with PTSD. Let's don't lick their boots, or do. First they came by Pastor Martin. Fair enough. Thank you for that. Me too. I hate the idea of any loss of life. Again, in closing on this statement, this scenario, you got what you came looking for, right? You can't act surprised, right? You can never act surprised when you get just what you came for, right? Now, that being said, we're going to go ahead and move on over here. You guys know this is, there was a time when I thought I knew who this was, but I'm fairly sure at this point I do not know who this is. But I'm going to go ahead and put them over here in the discussion area. Please subscribe to them. Years ago, there was a post on Craigslist was paying $20 an hour. There you go. I've heard of things like that before. This is, again, this channel is, I guess what I would term or coin a community post channel, right? Just a post. They don't make videos, and you aren't going to really. There's opinion laced in here. Don't let me mislead you. But a lot of this is clear cut logic. It is the sort of logic that you wished and I can't see the chat. So this is the sort of logic you wished all people, not just here on YouTube, but just in the world in general, you wish they had this version of logic, right? So search conducted April 24th, 2025. Not a fan of your clickbait today, Michelle. That's Michelle After Dark, right? SF investigates. Steve Fisher, X at SF_investigates. 1/12/2026. Recently, portions of a report from a search we conducted for Sebastian Rogers involving multiple HRD canine teams were leaked online. For the sake of transparency, I have decided to release the entire report. The search was conducted in April 2025 and involved multiple highly accredited HRD, human remain dogs, canines, and handlers from out of state, whom I retained at my discretion to assist in the search. We also coordinated with federal authorities who granted us permission and access to closed federal land and accompanied our search efforts. Once the 38-page report was completed, it was immediately provided to all law enforcement and emergency management agencies involved in the case, SF. So here is the entire report if that's what you want to do, right? Now, let's read more. So, first of all, I got to say, I think let me just say this. There have been issues that I can't even tell you how many times over the past 4.5 years, Miss Michelle will take information that was only available from certain outlets, right? Like, for instance, I might release information, then she'll grab it up. I'm not one of these ones that, you got to credit me for it. I don't care about that. But she'll pick it up and she'll run with it. And I don't want to say act as if it's her information. However, she doesn't correct anyone when they think it is her information, right? Which is, in the journalist world, ethically, like that's just not, as a journalist, when you borrow or utilize someone else's research or materials, the proper thing to do is to cite them, right? Say, this information came from, Crystal Crime Time, or this information came from, Josh at the lab or wherever, right? So first of all, I have to say that I have an issue with the thumbnail, right? Like the thumbnail to me is really not what you would want, right? Now, the reason why the clickbait portion of this, right? Now, it's not as if I've not watched the video, but I can context clues, people, right? So this is being passed off as if this just occurred, right? That's the issue that, again, and that I have with it as well. This is being passed off today like it just happened, right? And that, in fact, this happened, 10 months ago, right? We're going on a year. This happened a year ago, right? So I just feel like there's so much of it, right? There's so much of it all over. And the titles, right? Like, I think early on, I got razzed for certain things, right? One of the things that came pretty natural, like, crawling and then walking, was how to title these things, right? If you're doing good journalism or you're doing good activism, right? You can put anything, and you can go back and look at a lot of my old titles, like they would just be nonsensical, or they would be gibberish in a sense, or they would be, but to continue to put the child's name in it, of course, it keeps it in the algorithm, right? But this right here is like, it's like that extra, right? Because first of all, you have to understand, and this is just my take on this, right? And then we're going to cut loose. This was not to be shared, right? Now, if you guys remember, some of the true crime aficionados will remember, there is a group called Murder Sheet, I think. They leaked a whole bunch of court documents that were placed on an interim site, right? These would be uploaded here, and then they'd be accessed, and then they'd be taken down, right? It's like a temporary interim area for court documents, right? Murder Sheet just happened to hit the lotto and ended up on this interim site, while a lot of the Delphi stuff was there, right? He grabbed up everything that was available, and then for the purposes of transparency, leaked it all over the internet, right? Now, with that leak, what essentially happened was that it became problematic, right? It became problematic in the information that was leaked that is supposed to be locked in a vault, ironclad, for the purposes of the cleanest possible justice ever, right? So as not one innocent person be incarcerated for something they didn't do, but understanding that a slick crook can get off every time, right? That's sort of the cornerstone of the idealism of our penal system, right? Of our judicial system, right? It's to protect the innocent person. They know it's going to be problematic and crooks are going to get off, right? So this is sort of kind of the same situation, right? Now, you guys ever seen a billy goat? I know a lot of you have, right? Billy goats, got to be very careful where you put a billy goat, because a billy goat, he is going to twist and bite and push and pull on every single thing he can reach, right? Absolutely. They're going to fiddle and play with and disrupt, and every single thing that's in their reach, they're going to deal with, right? That's how I feel a lot of the creators are with the Sebastian Rogers stuff, right? They just want anything new, anything old, anything revamped, revised. And this starts to take on that same look, right? Like now, all of a sudden, now, let me tell you this. I don't necessarily, I don't know this SF guy from a hole in the wall, a can of paint. I don't know him. I don't know nothing about him. I know that his name consistently pops up in these high profile situations. If he's useful, good for him. But I don't know how, this is my opinion, I don't know how useful for the sake of transparency is, right? He's decided to release the entire report, right? Somewhere in this report, there's going to be some talk about human remains detected at a construction site nearby where Sebastian Rogers lived, went missing, whatever, right? So now we have a situation where some portions of this have leaked. It has now gotten in the hands of someone like this. And because of stuff like this, now this guy feels like, and you know, what it feels like to me is one of those, well, look what you made me do scenarios, right? Like, okay, so you have a portion of it. It's not your business. You're not searchers. You didn't lace up one boot. You didn't put on one overcoat, no raincoat, no beanie cap. You didn't get no walking stick. You didn't bring no water bottles. You didn't bring lunch for no searchers. Like, who are you to force anybody to feel like they have to now, for the sake of transparency, release the entire report? You know what, Crystal? I don't know a lot about him, but I can tell you this. I think that anyone who would jump on as a PI, right? This guy's a PI. As a PI, for him to jump on and make a public statement saying Fred Hill is a great guy. Now, it's either he actually thinks Fred Hill is a great guy, and I don't know what about Fred currently would make someone say, oh, he's a great guy. So what it really starts to sound or look like is that this gentleman, for the sake of clout, has jumped on and just co-signed that Fred's a great guy. Maybe he's doing it as a troll. Maybe Jensen is saying this so as to pull or dial Fred in to speak with him privately. You never know. It's all a bunch of internet weirdo stuff, right? But Jason Jensen, he's on Facebook for a reason. Not that there's anything wrong with Facebook, but this ain't that and that ain't this. So I hope that read between the lines, right? So this whole thing right here is somebody really dropped the ball, right? Now, what's interesting about this is that, granted, you can gain from the body of this paragraph, right, that he retained at his discretion. That's tricky verbiage, especially when it comes to now you have the sole power to release a report that's 38 pages. You don't own a dog. You don't own a leash. You're not buying dog food. You're not doing no training. You paid for these people, or you worked a deal with them, whatever it is, for them to bring their dogs in. Okay? Multiple highly accredited. So now what do these people think, right? My concern with it all is, if I was SF, you are protecting You're protecting the team that has the dogs. If you want to use them again, it seems like you do not want, for the sake of transparency, to release their entire report that they put together and then gave to you as a synopsis of the action that took place that you retain. So yes, theoretically, you own and you are the possessor and have the ultimate power over if you want to release the entire report or not. Spoiler alert, right? If this thing had garnered anything, well, this post wouldn't even be a thing today, would it? No, it would not. So what you can deduce from all of this is that it was a search that happened. I don't know anything about human remains. I don't think that we've heard anyone from that county say, oh yeah, well, we were looking for him, but we found somebody else. I don't know what all that's about, but it clearly wasn't a huge deal, right? So I think that you have to protect the handlers and the dogs, right? That's my opinion. You want to protect them, right? So, hey, Val, good to see you, baby. No, that's right. Case would be solved, right? So clearly this search garnered nothing, and that maybe I'm overreacting a little bit by saying, well, no, not for the sake of transparency. This isn't nobody's business. There's things for the internet, and then there's things not for the internet, right? This starts to look like, glaringly, like one of those things that is not for the internet, right? No matter what the search garnered, right? Nothing or everything. But we know it garnered little or nothing, right? Because now here he goes and he's decided to release the whole thing, right? I mean, you even got federal agents involved, law enforcement, emergency management, all these people involved. And he's got, so now what you might run into is now there's just more mess. There's more mess with the Sebastian Rogers case, right? And that you're starting to show all of these different agencies why civilians ought not be involved in these things, right? This guy's not a cop. He's a licensed PI. I don't even know what state. He's not a cop, right? Anything he finds, it would behoove him to turn it over to the police. He's not arresting nobody. He's not shooting nobody. He's not surveilling nobody in this case. No, right? So what you're doing is you're showing these agencies right here and all the other agencies that are also watching this case and watching you. You're showing them that you don't have a handle on your information. And that becomes problematic, right? Now, you start to narrow down where the leak came from. This is not a plumbing job, right? The leak is very apparent. He knows who leaked it, right? Because there's only so many hands that this 38-page report went into. He's one of them. Maybe any of or all of the handlers of the, now we know the dogs aren't leaking anything, right? But all of the handlers, right? And then law enforcement. So did he send it to somebody who leaked a portion? Did one of the handlers, which I highly doubt, right? Their code of ethics, I think, is a lot different, right? They're handling very sensitive materials. I don't feel like, just my instinct tells me it probably wasn't, or in my opinion, I don't think it was a dog handler. He sent it to somebody maybe that he shouldn't have, and they leaked it, or one of these people here, emergency management, law enforcement, whomever, right? Somebody leaked it when they weren't supposed to. Now, what was the ultimate goal of the leak? I don't think that anyone could have formulated a plot to say, hey, you know what? If we leak this right here, SF will go ahead and just throw the whole thing out. Then we can be as nosy as hell as all we want, right? I don't think anyone could know, you know, it wasn't designed that way, I don't think, right? So for whatever reason, it's somebody that has access to, I'm guessing, YouTubers, social media people, whatever, right? Whatever it is. But it becomes problematic on many, hey, Angel, it becomes problematic on many fronts, right? Yeah, Casey, I feel like now, even talking about this, it it'll draw fire, right? Was Crabtree the dude that got caught sniffing something on his chest cam? And he's also putting out a perspective from someone with supposed insider info that Sebastian is not living, minimizing tips being called in if he is alive somewhere. Absolutely great point. Great point. Hands down, Ms. Persevere. Beautiful. Comment of the day. Absolutely comment of the day. So, yeah. That was the dude that was sniffing something out of a dollar bill. Like, where does a folded dollar bill come into a search next to a river, right? But then he had all the Illuminati people and the Cletus people in there with him in the bathroom taking a pee test, and yeah, okay, buddy, right? You got it. So you have a good night too, sir. So yeah, right. Like, it's a mess. You know what I mean? It's a mess. So. Anyways, that's really all I have. I'm going to really try to put together something a little more in depth here in the next couple of days. I really have not had an opportunity to sit down and, hey, El Kennedy, and really, hey, Taylor, good to see you. Mandy Cat, good to see you. To really go through anything in depth. So, it's kind of just surface level stuff, and a couple of things that I had ran into after work that I was just like, this is wild. You know what I mean? Like, Casey, right? Like, bro, we see you. We see you. Just take your lump and keep pushing. Be like, man, look here, man. You know what I'm saying? I messed up. I need some help. Whatever it is, right? But it is what it is. So, anyways, I don't know who's live and I don't know who's doing what, but man, y'all going ahead and stay dangerous, right? It is. It's a lot of stuff going on tonight. Not tonight. In the environment, there's a lot going on. Presently is what I meant to say. Presently, there's a whole lot going on. And sometimes, don't take it from Renee. When it's a lot going on, man, stay at home. You don't got to be dangerous at home. You can stay at home and watch all the other tomfoolery. You understand me? So go over Michelle Walks. I have looked for the Reddit. Thank you, Miss Lila. It was good to be back. Love you, baby. I don't know. I think so much of it is, I used to not have a real big, I can see you. We see you. I don't know. We see you like this, and then we see the straw come in, and bro, you by the river sniffing dope. Come on now. Like, get yourself together. You hear me? Yeah, I think nowadays I do have an issue with the trickle down of what comes from clickbait, right? So especially clickbait like what Michelle put out, right? What ends up happening is the lesser intelligent part of this race that we walk with. What happens is they see this and they run from place to place to place to place. Like Miss Persevere said, it could certainly hinder with a brand new dollar bill. Heck yeah. It could certainly hinder the whole tip process, right? But it obviously online for the fractured minds, or, you know, the ones that are not staunchly intelligent, right? They're going to take this information and they're going to run around and they're going to pass it off to other people who are equally as unintelligent. And now you have a real problem, right? So, anyways, that's really all I have. You know, I think that in closing, to kind of paraphrase it, we can probably expect a little smoke from Jody Sue now. I guess that's probably the only takeaway. Be looking out for the next 13-hour and 52-minute video. It hasn't been, yeah, no, it really hasn't. It hasn't. And, you know, I also think in closing, you know, I had some stuff pulled up about Don B, you know, because I have these little creatures that I check on and stuff, you know. And I don't want to tempt this dude. Look at him. I mean, just look at him. You people know, the OGs and even some of the new folks to this channel, y'all know about the history between me and this man and what he told me. And now here he is in everything. Well, except for the Iran stuff. Everything is like, you're on the edge. You are treading in dangerous waters, Don. You have, like, this right here. If you know this picture right here, that was him a few years ago, tracking Candace down at Kathy's house and taking pictures from the road. The whole argument is anything private that you could see from the road. Now, if you look at this one, which I don't encourage anyone to do, if you look at this, now he started talking about a drone. I don't know if he's invested into a drone. I mean, this dude doesn't even seem like, he seems like he opens up all his beer cans backwards. I don't know how you could, but this is the face of a man that could do that, right? But, you know, I mean, I think the engagements are, you know, look at the engagements. They're down, right? So, you know, maybe some of our work has been helpful on many fronts. Yeah, he's really weird. Yeah, Don B is dirty. He's dusty and dingy. You hear me? Anyways, we have Little Cheeky Vampire coming in with the second month of a membership, and Texas Kim. Thank you for your membership. Ladies, you know it means the world to me. So he's going to follow him with a drone out. Yeah. Was he fired from his job? Well, he manages water. That's not, I mean, you could do that by yourself. You can do that all by yourself. You don't need no help. Yes, he was. And that's a real blessing. That's a blessing. Anyways, love you too, KSK. I love all of y'all individually. Remember, the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence, right? And if you're in the field, stay dangerous.